So there's the best example I know. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Something Borderlands, probably. Enemy diversity, I know that. But why can't, why I haven't been streaming, rather. I started recording at 5 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock now. I've had, in that 2-hour span, maybe an hour total of, like, unbroken time. 3 times I've had to get up, help grandma, or had to do something. Medication, meal. It's just like that, man. And it's not her fault. It's not her fault at all. I'm not mad about it. I'm not. Because she can't help that she had 2 strokes and the right side of her body is paralyzed, basically. Buckethead, there is a mini boss. We didn't even get to him last time, though. Buckethead is a reference to something. Primus, maybe? Elias, maybe? From Borderlands 2. It's just not very amenable to streaming. But it is amenable to this. Because I can pause, I can stop, I can stop whenever. But those large tracks of unbroken time just don't exist like that right now. And it's serious too, like literally, if she calls me, I need to get up because it could be a medical emergency. Oh god, what's gonna happen? I got a legendary. This is when I miss Mushroom Dude. I wish every Fate Maker class... What's gonna happen here? Had... something that could revive it. Because every time I play someone other than Spore Warden, I really miss the mushroom. Now if the room respawns... Oh. Let's say... Buckethead, time to farm. That's a great role for that level. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me, and I'm probably better off with roid damage, but it's still cool to see it.
That is your shrine piece, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It's gonna take a while to find something better, apparently. Just one of them days. What should I get to tonight? What would be like a... I'd get off recording this tonight and I'd feel good. So we're still in the early going right now. I think I should probably actually do Mount Crawl before the DLC. There's no way this character could get through it because the enemies are at a minimum level 15. So that's not happening. Punching our way through the overworld. The speed buff is probably my favorite, but we want that XP buff. What is the XP shrine in Wonderlands? The Shrine of Gridana. Is that the green one? That hammer 100% counts as melee, but it is the Clawbringer asset. Is it the green one? No, it's not the green one. Maybe Shrine should be account-wide too. Make all this stuff account-wide, but make it so that we can replay quests. Like, after you beat them, it should be like a pink exclamation mark. Replay quest. Also, the bounty board. Once a day, there should be 3 bounties out there with a guaranteed drop on them. Something to get us, entice us to log in every day. This is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, other games have already been doing this for a long time. There's not a good reason why it's still Borderlands 2 in 2022 and can't have some of this stuff. The hammer's still out. I didn't realize the hammer was like around all the time. This is turning out to be a pretty darn good low-level legendary. Usually the hammer does nothing. Once you get into chaos levels, the hammer is worthless. Here, at least I can feel it, but I've never had it actually like block my vision and shit before. No, there's things they could do. I can't go. I apparently already did it. I need to unequip this. I am so close to using it. I keep seeing it, and my habit is to just open up with it. Yeah. 3 bounties a day. That could also be procedural. I hate that we're paying $10 for something that also could be procedural, which is, you know, 4 rooms. Man, they just have archetypes, and then they write a good algorithm like they did for the weapons. They really could have an endless dungeon, not the same rooms over and over. Oh yeah, you've added rooms. Like, okay. In what way does that benefit you? It's not even like some games where they sell you DLC because it's clearly like overpowered or just like really useful and needed, like City Skylines did with the mass transit update. You want that update because I can't see playing City Skylines without it. I can't see playing City Skylines on console anymore either because there's so many mods that make that game so much better. But like Traffic Manager, you can't play City Skylines without mass transit. That just, why would you? Which is too bad. Really, you need mass transit, you need industries. That's another Let's Play that I've planned at some point. I was going to do all the scenarios. I was going to do it on PC. It was going to be my first PC Let's Play, but that is now 3 years behind. Doing good, doing good. 1 year out of streaming and 2 years behind on that project. Fuck yeah. Oh. It's kind of weird there was a shrine piece there. Mount Crawl's already 55% because of the loot dice. That's oddly satisfying. I'm gonna finish this, then I guess we'll go into Mount Crawl. We're gonna do the extra stuff. We need the levels. We need the levels to make this work, in my belief. Where should we get, though? We should definitely focus hard on moving the main story along, though. It's not Nicholas. Carve rocks. Alright, well, where the hell's Nicholas? Oh, we already did his quest anyway. That's why we were able to draw the bridge. And are we able to just draw magic bridges now? I don't think so. I think that happens much later. This being my 4th time, 3rd time through? 3/4, because I got another alt working their way up now, but I think I'm going to turn that into a Let's Play as well. We all know that this one's going to be mad successful. Oh, there's the last statue. You'd think it'd be a little quicker. I wonder if I am. I'm probably not quicker just because this is a challenge playthrough. It's supposed to be an Instagram thing, or you just get like a cosmetic. So you should be able to replay these quests. That'd be huge. Any quest with a unique, not that one because that's just generic crap, but any quest that has a unique. There needs to, this game is really bad in terms of all Borderlands ever. This one might be the worst outside of Borderlands 1 as far as ways to specifically get what you want. Even if I could just do an activity, like I appreciate that they tried to make that activity base with chaos chambers and the bunnies. It's just that they get really repetitive really fast, unfortunately, and no $10 rooms are gonna add to that much because it's still the same shit over and over. That being said, there's not like a specific endgame activity that results in this item, and then a way to repeat that specific endgame activity that results in specifically that one item you want. So, and then the ability to replay it so that you can get a better roll on it. And I'll tell you another thing. I think they need to really like make the Moonstone system friendlier. I know we just went through. This is one of my favorite areas, and it's really strange you can just ignore it.
Every day is the same. Wake,
But moonstones, I think that should cap out at like 100 moonstones to reroll, unless you're gonna do it to where it should be very expensive. It costs you all your moonstones, 16,000 or whatever. Okay, fine, but you get to pick from a list what you want. There's so many different enchantments, and that's not a bad thing. But that being said, there's so many, so it's so hard to roll what you want, and you can repeat rolls, so it can get pretty annoying pretty quick, and can get extremely expensive very quickly. So that needs to be more user friendly, but the best way to help with that is just give us ways to roll gear. Give us ways to re-roll gear. And the best way to do that, if you want to make it not be as simple as press a button, is, hey, do a mount crawl, do this part of mount crawl. And now it's a remix, like that Wii U title where they did the NES remix, and it was like famous levels from all the NES classics. They added like a twist to them. Or, you know, just have some specific loot behind more bosses. They do have a little bit of that, but most of the loot in this game is behind world drops. Like I said, I have a build on my main. I was so close to doing it, like without any glitchy, any nothing. Just hitting 250k with my Dark Hydras, and I had a whole thing planned out for it. It wasn't just another companion build, even though it's pretty damn close. It was a true dark magic build, and I just can't find the stuff to bring it all together so that it would be worth making a video about, because right now these guys are fucking terrible, man. This is ass. Fighting flying enemies, doing a melee only run. I think the best bet is just to run. These guys like don't land either. I changed shields because this has some roid damage on it. And it has a Nova, and that might help me kill a flying enemy or two. And it's dark magic, so that dot will heal us. Dark magic is not a good end game element, unfortunately. Because you don't receive the damage you do back as health. You get back in health what you... Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm on autopilot. So I forgot that this game requires you preload 7 minutes of dialogue before you can actually go do the thing you want to do, which is kill stuff. Oh, shit, I forgot what I was talking about again. Shield, roid damage, Novas. Oh, dot. It's only the dot. So, endgame builds, Chaos level 35 endgame builds, because it's Borderlands, like all Borderlands before it, are simply, can you outdamage the stuff? Because you can't build a tank. That's useless. One, you can't because there's health gating, and the health gate ensures that, yeah, sure, you could make a guy have a lot of health, but the enemy's gonna do X amount of damage. It doesn't do a set number of damage. It does a percentage of your health as damage. So you could have 50,000 health. You're still gonna get down to one shot. That's literally how they design these enemies and these bosses. It's really frustrating. So the only builds that have ever mattered in this game is it's just a race to DPS. It's never changed. It's never gotten any deeper. Yeah, there's been deeper characters they've made. I mean, Battleborn especially, but pre-sequel in particular. But because of the way they program things and the way that mobbing and bossing works, you still just want to out DPS stuff. If you don't melt stuff, you're doing it wrong, and that's not easy to do. And of course, they always nerf that stuff, but that's how the game's made to be played, because it's a slot machine. Which, in the end, means it's not actually that deep, is it? You know, I was farming the DLC boss, which you can just kill yourself and farm it over and over again. What is that +4? Is that the melee damage? And I'm like, holy shit. This game is no different than like Plinko or something. I've been hooked on this game for a long time, and I'm always hooked on it because I always want to be like, I'm going to make a build that's going to be over the top. And it's the classic RPG thing. Like, if I can just get X item, if I can just get this item, my build will be that little bit better, and then the real game will open up, and then it's like the next thing and the next thing, and it just gets, you get hooked on it. I do. Especially like city builders, you know, but I know that it's the same mechanic at play as far as in my brain and the habit loop. It's, if I just make this road, I'll make a little bit more money or optimize traffic that more. It's the same thing in these games. Like, I'll do that little bit more damage. Unfortunately, in Borderlands, it's always just that little bit more damage. So I was gonna make like a vampire type character, and then you start to do the math and you start to think about how dark magic works, and it's, oh god, I gotta shoot the barrier. How does a man who doesn't shoot? Oh, I don't even have a gun on me. I have to go buy one. Ooh, unless one of those guys drops one. I'm just gonna go kill those guys and see if they drop me one. And it was gonna have super sustain. You were never gonna die. That was the goal of the build, was the immortal vampire, or whatever I name it. Damage is feeling better with that +4. I was, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That was the living example of that. Walking into those guys, just bop, 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 bop. Swing speed is very slow on this. Spin to win was punished. I mean, like the sound and the animation makes it seem weighty, but the actual damage it's doing isn't that good. So then what I learned is, hey, it's not the damage you do. You have to apply a dot, which you're not guaranteed to apply a dot anyways. And because all Borderlands is damage, well, if the enemies are alive long enough, you can apply a dot. You don't have the damage. And what's the point of sustaining anyways? The only way to get through this shit is to have a build that just basically eliminates things so that you can't get health gated. This is what I'm talking about when I complain about Borderlands and say, hey, we're still playing Borderlands 2 in 2022, because they have not gone back and really like thought about or changed how that shit works at all. It's the same exact mechanics at work, and so the game can't get any deeper. You can do variations. That's what we've been going through, variations of the same ideas. But Borderlands, at the end of the day, still just boils down into, how can you make any class? What? Sure, you gotta like go farm and find some unique mechanics to, usually really weird shit. Like, it's a gun that doesn't shoot bullets or whatever. It's a dragon that farts out fucking swords. Yay! And there's your build. And then you do something like completely random with that. You got to shoot it at your feet 35 times, and then you do 2 circles. And now you do 8 million damage for the next 10 seconds. Go. It's stuff like that, which sounds like I'm a hater, but at the same time, tell me that's not a lot of what this game is. So you try to get deeper. They got the Guild Wars 2 system going, right? It's a class, then you make a subclass, so like you can make your own ball hunter to a degree, which is really cool. That's like, that is totally for Borderlands. Hey, we're trying new things. I really appreciate that. And the scaling's better. I really appreciate that. At the same time, the problem is, just like in Borderlands 2, if enemies are this strong, they don't do 10 damage, they do 85% of your health. So yeah, you could have a great sustain build, but things are gonna 2-shot you or 1-shot you. And because elemental damage scales up so damn fast, you'll probably kill yourself from something. You'll shoot your own feet, or a barrel will blow up, or there'll be a pool of static electricity that'll randomly down you. I still take this game over Destiny, even though I probably would like be completely addicted to Destiny if I went back to it. There's a lot of reasons for that.
You see before you, AB.
I just wish that we Borderlands fans were rewarded for that kind of like loyalty. Been sitting here believing that this game is the game for a long time and it was always going to retake the throne, and so much so that I just spent my $100 on Wonderlands after buying Borderlands 3 twice. And then they make some really freaking lowball DLC, man. And like I said, I think that I would have preferred if they came out were like, yo, that is all there is, but the next DLCs are bigger, better than ever. Get ready. Your investment was worth it. They don't even announce that, like, the new difficulty's out. People are just like, well, I guess it's been another week. It's probably out. You'd think at the end of the hotfix notes it'd be like, hey, go Coiled Captors, it's week 3. Go and try the new guy. He's got a new form, a little bit more stories there. Go for it. What I keep hearing from people that do Destiny and Borderlands is that that's how Destiny now does it. So I guess they literally do a content drop every week, and it's usually really small. It's like 3 or 4 new quests and a little bit of story, and then you get like the big stuff, which is the expansions and shit. But basically with Destiny, well, you have the seasons, you have the expansions, and then there's like a weekly content drop. So there's like always some shit to do. And one of the things that this guy talked about, I think it was like Little NG. It was pretty good. I actually was totally hearing him out because he had some good stuff to say about the DLC too. The problem is like Destiny in between the content drop, even though it's really small, there's plenty of game to keep you. Not just to keep you busy, but to keep you entertained. Like, you're the stuff you want to do. Well, with Wonderlands, outside of Chaos Level 35, which is, you know, that's been a mixed thing. Build diversity has definitely gone down. I think that the level cap should have gone up. And Chaos Level 35 shit just one-shots you constantly. And if you don't have, we'll go back to the original, like, 2-hour thought. If you don't have the damage, you can't make it in Chaos Level 35. So that quirky build you did using Hydras, or that fun little build you did that got to use shotguns, nope, you're down to the meta. I haven't shot anything, right? Because I had a gun temporarily equipped and I was 100% on autopilot. I'm pretty sure I've just been punching shit. Gotta make sure I unequip the gun. It's going well, though. It's going well. If I had Dreadwind, I wasted it, what, on his shield? Yeah, see, I got a gun equipped there. I gotta get that sucker off there right now. Or habits will come through. If I just do like 3 quests a day on this playthrough, we'll actually have it done pretty quick. There's not even all that many side quests in this game. The zones are kind of big, but the actual content in them, there's not that much. Dude, I just hate the melee, the swing speed on this thing. If it's gonna be that slow, it needs to hit like an ox. I am so gonna go down. Please chase me into this cave. So this game does this shit a lot too. Like, hey, this would be a great place to hit someone with a barrel. But we conveniently put something right in your way so that you knock that barrel back onto your... He healed himself. These guys suck. These guys are awful in the Chaos Chamber too. I might be able to do it. It's gonna be really close. Go on. Oh, we did it. Yes. So excited. Melee only, Celine. And since I think it's episode 5, I'm gonna reveal the secret. Are you ready? That's right. That's right, for those of you who guessed it. It's from Charlie's Angels. It's Cameron Diaz and Charlie's Angels. That's right, GTFO. What the hell's going on here? Jar, help me out. Which is a woman thing, but it has like a Lincoln beard, so. That's and with purple hair. It is indeed the United States in the year of our Lord 2022. Armor just melts. Is that something with melee and armor? Does melee do more damage to armored people? This is fine. Thankfully, he's very stiff. He needs his own PT. I thought Grandma was rough. Look at that guy twisting and turning. A damn rigor mortis is setting in while he's alive. Hello. I don't shoot guns. Dreadwind. Mount Crawl's cool too because it's easy as hell. Most of the enemies are just flesh enemies with like low health bars, so it's a fun area. You can feel really strong. I still don't understand why they nerfed Delilah assault rifles. I had a ton of fun finding random ass Delilah assault rifles and shooting through this area. And I thought, yeah, man, Wonderlands is great. There's so much more diversity in the floor loot because the random rules of the way the scaling works and the way that they've the archetypes for the weapons. There's a lot more stuff that's viable. So I just kept finding like random stuff and using it. Be like, hey, that works, cool. Then they nerfed Delilah assault rifles and a couple other things, and it was down to just liquid cooling for about a week. And now everybody's running those Feedior guns that are I'm sure gonna get nerfed. It sucks. Got really lucky early on and found one of those before that was all over YouTube, and was using the hell out of that thing. Still do. It's like still my one thing that I know will deal damage, but it is also random as hell. Sometimes I throw it out, it tickles. Other times I throw it out and stuff it just gets deleted. One of the builds that looks really fun is that Moxie spell shot build that a bunch of people have copied now, which is good. That's what it's for. That definitely reminds me of like an Elder Scrolls game. But people are like, see, spells are really strong. There's spell. Get it right, not spell, spell. Ice Spike is strong. Fucking goblins, I just wasted my wrath attack. That armor just goes away. Oh, we've learned if I jump and run in a circle and keep swinging. Yeah, I was better off just swinging in a circle. And towards his sword, so he can't actually like raise his arm and swing. They do have to do their animations to attack. They got rid of the whole slide into stuff to knock it down. And that's in Borderlands 3, and it is cool. But oh no, never mind, he got staggered. But none of that stuff ever plays like a big role in combat. So you can get good at that stuff, but it's not like Doom, where you're rewarded for learning all the intricacies of combat. It's still just, hey, do you have a gun that can melt something? This playthrough would probably be more interesting for me if I could also use spells. But the point of this Let's Play is to suffer, after all. There's Useless Jar. Oh god, these guys are bad. It's another Oracle. Oh yes, come on, spend a win. Come on, Wrath. Yeah, right there, Miko. Miko just got melted. I could feel it. I was getting some Vietnam 68 flashbacks of little Miko. So I think I'll advance the Stabomancer Let's Play past Zomboss. And it'll be just white guns only. White stuff only. We can use melee, we can use spells. Let's not limit ourselves in that capacity. The question is, where? What would be a good stopping point for that? They're 100% better to stream because then I can just like play. Be like, hey, 3 hours later, I missed that jump back there. And then that's it. Yeah, it's too bad the nephew's not staying. We're gonna do the Astroneer Let's Play some more. Guess I finally got into that damn game. We were gonna advance it, and now here we are. GTFO, I know that's an acronym. Get the fuck out. I'm pretty sure, but why is it an acronym here? It's also a survival game, really? With varying degrees of force and humor. Goblins tired of force suppression, GTFO. What's the like what's the inside joke here and why do I not get it? Am I alone in not getting it, or is this just another one of those Borderlands things? Poo poo pee pee. It's a poop joke. Oh, now it makes sense. It's a poop joke. Sword Explosion supposedly got buffed. It'd be cool to check that out tonight. Oh yeah, stuff to shoot. I'm holding the button. Oh, there we go. We leveled. All right, good episode, right?